Hello everybody, it's your boy Mark here, and we're going to be playing some more SC2VN. Now, without any further ado, let's just hop right into it. Let's just say this is the spot I'm at. If I missed any, whatever. We probably know how that interaction would end anyway. I stare at my cell phone, the light coming from its screen bright enough to make my eyes glaze. Then it goes dark, and I slide my thumb over the screen to awaken it. I've repeated this ritual 4 times now. My head falls back against my chair. I close my eyes. Why do I feel like this? It's been almost 2 weeks since I last spoke with my parents. Admittedly, I've been busy with StarCraft since I met Estelle and Jet, but I'm still overdue for a call. My finger hovers over the contact number before it can fall to dial them. The phone escapes my hand and falls back onto the desk. Does it really matter? I don't have much to say. Hi, Mom. Is Dad there? Yes, everything is fine. No, I'm not dead. No, I haven't given up yet. Telling them about the team might be for nothing. They'll pretend to share my happiness in a victory, but there's always an underlying cynicism to every congratulation from them. A win isn't a win. It's another crumb leading me to chase a pointless esports dream and away from the life that I think I should be living. It feels wrong to be cross with them. They raised me, paid for my existence. I'd be an ingrate to ask for more. And yet, I do. I want them to accept my goals for what they are. To hope for more than that I'll grow out of StarCraft. It's the same with my friends from high school. They pretend not to, but I know that they look down on me. It's a video game. Why do you care so much? Come on, man. It's time you grew out of this. When is it right to give up on a dream? How many failures does it take before you say, alright, I'm done trying. I'll just take a job at the family business. If I lose to Bolt, should I quit StarCraft? Would it be nothing but pride to continue on? Even if I win, what then? What if the team does poorly? What if the team does well? But I hold them back. Will StarCraft 2 even last as long as Brood War? What if there isn't any prize money left in the scene in a year from now? What if I start to hate the game? It's wrong to think this way before such a high-stakes match, but I can't help it. I know what matters. I know what I have to do. Why can't I just do it? I carry myself onto the bed and bury my face in my pillow. Somehow, I'm finally starting to understand what Mr. Yan was saying. I'm awake. I've been awake, actually, but I don't feel like getting up. I tell myself for the 3rd time, but I don't. We have to practice, but I don't feel like practicing. Dude, get up. The team is waiting for you. I just want to lie here, though. Can't I just do that? No. I'm probably sick from the street food. I'm going to lie here until I feel better. You aren't sick. Get up. Not now. Soon, though. Don't you want to beat Bolt? That guy is a total prick. If you don't practice, he'll beat you, and you'll feel terrible. I already feel terrible, though. I'm just going to lay here. Get up, 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 get up. Somebody's knocking on my door. The sound of repeated, unrelenting knocks awakes me. A glance at my phone answers my immediate question. It's 2 p.m. I shamble my way to the door and glance through the people into the hallway. It's Jet. She doesn't look happy. I turn the knob and crack the door open, offering no resistance when she forces it to the rest of the way open. She glances over me, not bothering to veil the disgust in her expression. What are you doing? The entire team has been waiting for you to show up. Her tone demands an answer. I rush to oblige it with an excuse. I don't feel well. You look fine. Get dressed and get your ass to the Golden Zone fire. I run a hand through my matted hair and glance away. Jet's palm cracks against the left side of my face. I call on a mixture of pain and shock and try to step back. Instead, Jet catches me by the shirt and pulls me forward, visibly restraining herself from the back of her hand across my other cheek. I gasp for breath and immediately bring a hand where she struck me. Her eyes, hard and determined, refuse to leave mine. What? Why did you do that? Why are you here, Mach? Why did you come to Korea? What, to play StarCraft? You already know the answer. No, you didn't. You have some natural talent for StarCraft, but you didn't come here to make use of it. What on earth is she talking about? I feel my voice harden in my throat when I argue back. You just hit me for nothing. I came to Korea because I want to play in the VSL, because I want to become a champion. And yet you can't drag your sorry ass out of bed to prep for the show match that an entire team is counting on you to win? Stop lying to yourself, or at the very least, stop lying to me. I put a lot of trust in you, Mach. I honestly hope that you'd prove to have what it takes to make something of yourself. But you clearly don't. You quit when it gets hard, and your minor accomplishments help fuel the lie that you're capable of something great without putting in the work. The ferocity in Jet's eyes dies out as she relinquishes her vice on my undershirt. I stumble back, clutching at the wall to keep from falling over. You have less than a week to pretend that you care about what happens to yourself and to this team. If you can't do that for your own sake, then do it for ours. After 10 long, sobering seconds of unanswered silence, she turns, stalks into the hallway, and slams the door. The wall is rough against my side as I slide down and onto the floor. It's not long before I'm tired of replaying my stale reasoning. My apartment's view of the Seoul skyline offers a moment of relief. It makes the decision a little bit easier. One way or another, I'm not coming home. The looks of disdain, the fake reassurances, it's all that's left for me once I step onto that plane and admit that I'm a failure. If I can't swing a single match victory with 4 other people carrying me, what can I possibly hope to accomplish with the rest of my life? I let out a long breath. I'm tired. Even though I wouldn't mind falling asleep against this wall, I find myself rising to my feet. Is it narcissism or masochism? It would be so much easier for me to just accept that. I was never cut out for this in the first place. I really just can't quit, huh? This is such a joke. Go-Mart's chime sings out as I push my way into the store. Snow-white hair and a wrinkly forehead perk up from behind the counter as I stand in the doorway of his store. Mr. Yeon. Come for another round of Go-Mach? We're just here to take your drinks and scram. It's until he gets a good look at me that the smile drops off his face. Something the matter? Did you play Go professionally? He nods once, so I continue. Why did you play? What kept you going? How did you stop yourself from quitting? A little philosophical, don't you think? Take a breath, Mach. What's going on? At first I try to explain as vaguely as I can, but as Mr. Yeon nods along, allowing me to ramble uninterrupted, I find myself divulging more and more details. I stop only when it comes time to explain my encounter with Jet this afternoon, and the evening I spent sitting in my apartment. You're right. I go at whatever lengths I can to avoid pain, and I've done it all my life. StarCraft is the only thing I've been decent at, and I can't commit to it because I'm afraid I'll fail. But it's not just that. I can't quit either. My biggest fear of admitting to myself that I'm not good enough. I want to believe that as long as I try, I'm not worthless. I ran away to South Korea with the stupid idea that I could make something of myself, like the world owed me something just for showing up. I'm just tired. I don't want to run anymore. Despite my ragged voice, slumped shoulders, Mr. Yeon finds himself a nonchalant smile. Then don't. It's much easier to walk. A slight chuckle escapes him. When it ends, he gestures me past to his store. Mach, I'm closing it in on 70 and work at a convenience store at 2 in the morning. Some would call that failure, But I don't regret the days I spent studying and competing in Go. If we live without pursuing our passions, what good is living at all? Prizes, fame, status. These things are achieved by few, but every competitor must play for a love of the game and the pride of a well-earned victory. Competition is a noble thing. It drives us to improve, innovate, and test the limits of who we are and what we can do. It took humans into space. You wouldn't seek a reason to keep at it if you didn't already know there's value in that. I lean onto the counter separating us, the tension in my chest softening. I do, and you're right, but I can't stop worrying that it won't be worth it in the end. Or that even if I try my best, I'll fail. You might not achieve everything you set out to. Even if you work as hard as you can, no success worth chasing is ever guaranteed. But do you want to spend the rest of your life wondering what you were capable of? My own answer to that was no. I glance away and rake my hand through my hair. There's no way that I've come this far only to give up now. When I straighten up, he beams a pleasant smile at me. Now then, if I were you, I would head home and get some rest. You've got a match to prepare for, after all. I find myself at an utter loss of words. Gratitude forms and falls apart between my lips and a handful of times before I simply settle for a deep bow. Thank you, Mr. Yan. You're welcome, Mock. By the way, the next time you come for an old man's wisdom, you'll have to buy something first. For the first time today, I catch myself smiling. Okay, deal. Just then, a customer pushes open the door to the store. Though there wasn't much else I had to say, now is probably an appropriate time to depart. As I turn to leave, Mr. Yan lifts his fist at me. Work hard. I raise mine to match his. I will. Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm fully sick, but like I'm congested, so that's why my voice is a little bit lower. Apprehension hangs over me as I stand before the doors to Golden Zone Fire. Waiting won't make this any easier. With a stride bellying my frantic heart rate, I make my way to a table seating 4 teammates I neglected the day before. For whatever reason, I have to worry disappears when Asel catches sight of me. He rises from his chair and waves over to me, leading Reva and Stunt to follow suit. It's only Jet that refuses eye contact with me. Even then, though, she's trying to hide it. I can tell she's relieved I'm here. Hey, Mock, ready for practice? Yeah, and sorry about yesterday. It won't happen again. No sweat. Let's make the most of the time we have left, yeah? Yeah. Alright, Stunt, Mock, go set up your PCs and get to work. Stunt jumps from the table and steers himself to my side as we make our way to the setups. Me and Reva played 2v2s while Jet was gone yesterday. I'm pretty sure we could be ranked number 1 on the ladder with enough time. No one takes 2v2s seriously, much less on ladder. Pfft, says you, but hey, good that you've already feeling better. If you puke, I'll know it's because my strategy is what's sick. I lift an eyebrow, trying to unravel Stunt's meaning. It's only with a glance back at Jet and then Asel that it clicks. Yeah, I'm all better. He smirks and peels away from my side to pick out a PC. Jet, Asel, and Reva follow at a distance, the latter two setting up chairs behind me to observe and make comments. Even with my renewed focus and drive, it becomes readily apparent for a few matches that our practice is going to be suboptimal. Sun's trying his best, but it doesn't mean much with less than a week until the show match. He simply doesn't execute standard builds very well. Asel says as much after I trip my way through another clumsy win. We might need to look into finding someone else for Mock to practice with, but there isn't really enough time. It may be more productive for him to face opponents on ladder. It won't be possible for Mock to that's my name, Mark. For Mock to prepare against certain builds that way. But at this rate, you might be right. Stunt, no one's going to deny your unit control, but you just don't have the strategic breadth of someone like Bolt. The young Protoss player slumps in his chair and stares off into space. I know. Sorry. Did I really come this far just to face Bolt unprepared? There has to be a solution. Let's see. Ooh. I'm gonna save at this point. 5. Okay. I'm gonna say Reva is probably one of the better ones. A Protoss would be really great though. Okay, let's look for another Protoss. Can we look around the cafe for another Protoss maybe? Jed is the first to answer and does so without acknowledging me. Look around, half the people are only playing this new MOBA bullshit. Decent StarCraft players only show up for all-out attack. Unless they need a practice space for a show match, apparently. He laughs to lighten the mood, but Jed is right. Looking for someone outside the cafe will probably take too long as well. None of Jed or Acel's old teammates want to help either, especially with the PR surrounding the team. Come on, think, be resourceful. Okay, practice with Reva? Reva, do you think you could play in place of Stunt? I have not played Protoss in more than a month. Without a week's worth of practice, I would be a lesser opponent than Stunt. Damn, truth be told, even her Terran micro isn't all that great. I'd hate to see her try to control something like Blink Stalkers without the time to get back into shape. Still, it seems wasteful that we haven't been putting her game knowledge to good use. I guess we gotta try something else. If Sun isn't providing enough strategies for me to prepare for, and Reva can't put strategies that she knows into action... Wait a second. What Stunt said earlier. What if we practice 1v2? What? Stunt handles the units, Reva handles the base management, and picks the build order. That way I can face the best of them both. Will that even work? Acel glances at Reva, who seems as surprised by my plan as he is. I don't see why it wouldn't. It would be a perfectly realistic game condition, but it's better than anything else I can think of. That sounds kind of fun, actually. Come on, Reva. Stunt pats the seat of the station next to him. With a shrug, she rises to join him. Very well. Jet replaces herself in Reva's vacated seat, arms crossed and expression fierce. She's intent on seeing for herself whether or not this will work. Okay, I want to keep these episodes 20 minutes, if not sub 20 minutes. So with that being said, we're going to have to end this one. It's getting really interesting with this practice idea. And yeah, other than that, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Hit that notification bell. Toodles.